As well, she has endorsed Right Honorable Raila Odinga for Prime Minister. She has finally endorsed him for the top seat in the country and has actually endorsed the Azimio movement. And she has said that the president has the best intentions for Kenya. What's your thinking on that?
You talk sincerely, it's like I'm dreaming. You know, the way you can be somewhere, the people that have been against you, the people that have let you down, the people that have beaten you, the people that have made you lay in prisons and all that, coming up and saying that now it is your time to take over. It is something that our side, we are like dreaming. It's not normal. And we are happy. We are happy because they have seen the kind of leadership the old man has. They have seen the kind of leadership Raila Odinga has and where the country is. And again, if you look at the people that are the people, the choices that are on the table, then she says for this country, you know, it's better for Raila Odinga to take it because he's better than the rest. You know, an old person sees far. You know, she's been here. You can imagine she was the wife to our first president. She's the mother to the current president. She's been here, seen it all, and she knows where the country is. It needs somebody to fix it, and that person is Raila Amolo Odinga and the Azimio Brigade. Okay. Yes.
All right, Micheldu, what do you make of they say Queen Bee?
You know, it is absurd for my friend here to actually say that Raila Odinga is better than the rest. That's why Mama Ngina is supporting Raila Odinga. I mean, supporting Raila Odinga's bid for presidency is good for Kenyatta family in terms of business. They don't want an upset. They don't want a political uprising that would actually interfere with business. So having supported Raila Odinga, who has been a political foil for a very long time, and has been around for a very long time, because you realize that Raila Odinga also a serious business family, in quotes. They are now controlling one of the luxurious business of gas in this country. The Kenyatta family are controlling the alcohol and milk business. So it is paramount for them to look for that someone that would have the status quo remain. I mean, I do not expect Kenyatta family to be supporting the bottom-up approach. A bottom-up economic model is going to upset the status quo. It is why all the business mogs in the mountain are behind Raila Odinga. It is not because of their love for Raila Odinga. It is not because for their love for the mountain, as they profoundly say it out there. It is the interest of their business. One Raila Odinga, being a fellow business person, would want the status quo to remain. Because what the Deputy President, the Honorable William Ruto, is proposing, BITOC, it is a system that is going to upset the norm. It is a system that is going to upset the economic models we have used before. And it is supposed to bring what is called a paradigm shift from the normal way of doing business. Those people who have oppressed us business-wise in the name of creating empires, they do not want anybody who is proposing drastic changes like the ones that are being proposed by William Ruto. And therefore, it is paramount. It is important for them to rally behind a candidate that is going to ensure the status quo in terms of business remain. Because today, if you are told to explain how milk is being bought at 30 shillings from the farmer and ended up have a liter, that is 1 liter is going for 30 shillings from the farmer's land.
The farm gate prices.
Yes, farm gate prices are that shillings. 1 liter. You get to the supermarket, BITOC, you find half a liter is 65 shillings. And that difference in the costing does not translate to the farm gate prices.
Okay.
And therefore, that tells you there is someone who is making the rice or 4 times of what the farmer who is a producer is making. No, the other day, my party leader joked that there are people you would ask where milk comes from, and they will tell you it comes from the fridge. Because they have absolutely no idea the process the farmer is going through. And therefore...
How much weight does an endorsement carry? How much weight does Mama Ngina's endorsement carry?
The Mama Ngina's endorsement it can go as far as money is concerned.
Okay.
But it is not about the transition of votes in the Mount Kenya region. I want to believe that, and this is one of the reasons why some of us continue to support William Ruto. It is the liberation of the thinking mindset and thinking of the Mount Kenya people. They have been liberated, because it is absurd for people to think people who have oppressed you for 30 years can become the same people who are going to save you. It is absurd for people to come to think from that angle. And therefore, the William Ruto aspect in the mountain has brought a new way of thinking in the mountain.
So in your opinion,
so
Mama Ngina's
the best
endorsement does
thing
not
the
carry?
Kenyatta family can do to Raila Odinga is give him money.
Okay.
But they have long since lost the mountain in terms of telling them where to go. Today, we talk. All the MCAs who are vying in Gatondo, where the president comes from, are either vying with CHAMA, KAZI or ODM.
Okay.
All the sitting senator has come from Uhuru's party. The area member of parliament for Uhuru is not subscribing to his school of thought. The area MCA for Uhuru is not subscribing to the same thought. I mean, you look at the shift in the mountain, and it will tell you what we have left the Azimio guys and Raila Odinga with. It is the naked support from the first family, but not the people. Nonetheless, and I keep saying here, I may differ with the president's choice on who to support, but that will never take away his democratic right to support whoever he wants.
Okay.
But we as the people and as the political commentators from the region, we will continue telling him the truth.
Okay.
That this family, the first family, has been fortunate to sit on that throne twice. And twice they have betrayed the people of the mountain. They have not benefited as we talk. Have you looked at the poverty index during Kenyatta's time, the first?
I was not there.
I mean, I've asked you. Have you looked at the index? I not told you where you are there. I mean, if it's an exam, you'd have failed, because I've asked you if you have looked at the poverty index then. And the poverty index now of the Mount Kenya people, it has not changed.
They are still poor.
They are still poor. They are still lagging behind. We are still having traces in Kiambu County where the two leaders have come. We have, where I come from, parts of Ndeya, people are going hungry. You have people at Gatuanyaga in Goriba in Thika. They are going hungry. You have people of Gatodo North where Karimeno Dam has been built, Bitok. They are literally crying every day because they have not been paid their dues.
Okay.
We have people in Gatondo South, Bitok, that their land has been taken by force so that we can build a monument in the name of Mama Ngina University. I mean, this family has not benefited this mountain.
Okay.
In fact, I dare say that having leadership coming from this family has been pain on our back as the mountain. Okay. In fact, we only benefited when a man from Nyeri became president, and he's not even from Kiambu. It is during Kibaki's time that the tea and the coffee prices did well. It is during Kibaki's time the KCC was brought. And even now, Bitok, the KCC continues to struggle because of what is called state capture.
Okay.
They don't want government parastatals like KCC, like Muranga Cooperative Creameries built by Mwangi Wairia.
That's right.
I mean, it is. I'm trying to look forward. Do you know? Have you seen what jiggers do to young men and women when they invest on your body? And they leave you with you are almost crippled, you cannot walk. You mtu alikuwa straight, you start walking ragged. That is what Kenyatta family has been to.
Do you ever rejoin Benson Musongo?
Me, you know,
So you have been listening very keenly.
I'm like dreaming. I'm looking at my brother Muchendu, and I'm like, all of a sudden the mountain has woken up from sleep. Boss, Kenyatta has been president. Kenyatta the senior, for the longest that he became. Then Moi became president. From there, Kibaki became. After that, Uhuru was voted in 3 times by the same people. Now they are coming round and they are demonizing the entire system, the entire people that they have been voting. Kumira, you know. While we were suffering and saying stuff, they were saying all is well, all is well. All of a sudden they're coming out, they're saying, these are demons. These ones are the worst of all in the history of their land. Yet they're the ones who've been giving us that leadership.
Okay.
We have all along stood, we've been steadfast, saying that Kenya needs better. But then they say no, yetu ni yetu. They sleep on the streets. They even they bring even the sick to line up to make sure that Kenyatta is president. Today my brother is here. He's talking to us as if he's new in Jerusalem. You know, he's demonizing everything. Yeah, look at what he's telling us. This is semantics of siju bottom up, whatever. Where has been Ruto? Ruto has been in this country, bro, for 9 years. In fact, is nearly 10 years being deputy president. This was a co-government. It was not just Uhuru president, bro. If you look at the amalgamation of URP and TNA, they came together as partners. They shared cabinet together, ile at the center. Kila mtu nusu kwa nusu. They took over the leadership of this country, the two of them. You cannot come out and say now, this is when Ruto can say there's something called bottoms up. Where has he been to implement that for 9 years? Where has he been? We've been here, bro. We've seen these semantics. We've seen these problems. People have died. People have died of hunger. Today, in this century, there are people still dying of hunger. Watu wanakufa jana ulikuwa unaona arithmetics across this country. Where has been Ruto to make sure to implement all these good things is bringing us? All of us know he is Mr. Promises. He will promise you this and will deliver nothing. In 6 months' time, there will be stadiums wherever. But implementation and delivery, zero. Ndugu yangu, we need a country, we need a leader that can say what he means and he means what he says. Not just coming up kwa sababu I don't know what Raila Odinga did really to some people, that he's a demon. But if you look at the government that Raila Odinga led with Kibaki, that is what he's talking about. That's the government that helped them. It helped the Mount Kenya to go where it... Look at us, the people that have not been in government all this time. People from Western Kenya, people from Nyanza, people that have been in opposition. If this guy is crying here, and yet they have been in power for more than 45 years, they have been exchanging presidency from Kalenjin land to Central. What will we do? Do we remove our clothes and say sisi hatuishi Kenya? Ndugu yangu, it is a time for this country to get a paradigm shift of leadership. We are not just talking semantics of bottoms up. We need real leadership and governance for this country to go to the next level. Not semantics of economy. Economics, ndugu yangu, it can never get to where it should be until there is a person who can steer this country through administration, through governance, and ensure that every person is a person in this country. You can go to nitty-gritties of prices and everything, but these prices can never be until there is a person who is steering this country using all the apparatus of governance. Yes.
Okay. All right. Muchendu, do you have anything to say?
I think it will not be right for me to even attempt to reply to anything my brother is saying, because I want to believe we came here this morning to have a candid discussion. I mean, this is a show that is known to be very sober. This is a show that is known to be void of hooliganism-like comments like my brother is putting. I mean, I'm here executing my reasons why I do not believe in the choice the Kenyatas have made. I'm not here to talk about using big words like semantics. I mean, what would I call the 6,000 Raila Odinga is talking about? Well, this economy is on its deathbed. I mean, the cash transfer program, the one that has been framed by Uhuru Kenyatta, are you aware how many billions we are lagging behind in terms of transferring to the old people? We cannot even execute the NHIF provision for the old people in this country.
Corruption.
But the same people who are corrupt are the same people who are now fronting your candidate as their preferred choice. I mean, you cannot have your cake and eat it. So you look at the promises the ODM leader is making vis-a-vis what the government that its CEO is Uhuru Kenyatta is doing. And the campaigner number one today for Raila Odinga is his political nemesis for the last 10 years. And you can only smell a rat when somebody who has made a career and became president out of bashing Raila Odinga is now fronting Raila Odinga as his preferred candidate. I know one day Bitok I will age. And I will probably hit 70, and the same way the people who crafted our judicial service act and our laws that requires a chief justice to retire at 70, they argue that at 70 you cannot be able to comprehend issues as they should be. Have you seen the president of the US currently very seriously struggling to stabilize that government? And I think for me is that Raila Odinga would be like a puppet. I don't know whether you used to watch you used to watch puppets when you were growing up. You know, puppets, they are controlled by there's someone who controls puppets. You will not really see that someone, but you can see the puppets dancing. You can see the puppets purporting to speak. And I think that is what the Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to do. He's trying to look, number one, for someone who is aged so much so that he has no time to argue or live and fight him. That is one. For someone who has vested interest, because I want to believe the election of Raila Odinga would be prolonging of state capture. You know, it is not lost to me that during this cycle of Easy Masaram, it is when we took away the power from ERC, Energy Regulatory Authority, from regulating the prices of gas. Are you aware that Energy Regulatory Authority Commission cannot regulate the cost of gas? Who are the biggest beneficiary of that business that is not price controlled? Yet it is one of the most essential households. In fact, gas becomes more important than petrol Bitok, because it is a household commodity. Some of the biggest beneficiary of that cartel controlled business is the Raila Odinga family. They produce.
And I hope you have facts to that effect, because
No,
it'll
I'm
be
being honest.
very insensitive.
I'm being honest. I can,
I'll
and I
facts
keep
for
saying
that.
these are my personal views. They are not for Gerald Bitok Live. So if there was one person to be held culpable, it is me. Because I'm a very good reader and I read facts. And I say one of the biggest dominant family in the gas business in this country is that of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. So the election of Raila Odinga is really a continuation of state capture. That is number one. The election of Raila Odinga is really a continuation of the status quo. This is the status quo that has seen, I mean, in this country, in this world today, Bitok, the difference between the rich and the poor in this country, the gap between the rich and the poor in this country, it is one of the most alarming in the world. That we have allowed some people to accumulate all the wealth, where we have allowed others to go hungry. It is not practically possible that there can be that big difference in a third world country. It can only mean that there is something terribly wrong with how we do our economics. There is terribly something wrong about how we administer government in this country. And therefore, if you ask me in my own humble opinion, it is that the election of Raila Odinga will simply continue. We simply continue doing the things the same way. We still continue having a capitalist economy that is not only oppressive to the poor, it is also detrimental to them. And it is going to, in the next 10 years, our Raila Odinga presidency would depolarize this country. It would mess this country. It cannot be. And I keep saying, Bitok, there is a saying that says, if you reach your epitome, you can only go down. If you reach your epitome so fast, you can only go down. And I like what Michael Joseph did with Safaricom, Bitok. When he got Safaricom to the top, he knew when to exit. Raila Odinga is a hero of the second liberation. But you can be a hero and then decide to spit on that heroism. And I think for me, Raila Odinga ought to have exited at that time when he was at his peak. But because he chose not to exit at the right time, people have chosen to overlook his heroism in the second liberation and look at a man who has now a history of not accepting defeat. A man who has a history of complaining over petty things like mkeka and cho. You know.
These guys talked too much. I'm wondering.
No, I think Bitok, when you give someone an opportunity, you're not given an opportunity to come and critique me for speaking much. You're given an opportunity to come and critique anything I have said. I mean, we cannot sit here and have him.
Let's go on the issue of age. He's really dwelled on the issue of age, that Raila will be a puppet, that according to the laws of this country, in the judiciary, a person should reach 70 and he retires. And the same fellow here who has held high Kibaki as the best president that ever happened and the best president that ever helped Mount Kenya. And Kibaki became president at the age of 71, and he served another 10 years. He left this power at the age of 81. So Kibaki was a puppet of whom? By whom? And he's the one who's been saying Kibaki did the best ever. Yes, and he's criticizing a young man in the name of young people in the name of Uhuru and his Ruto, and he's saying they have brought this country down. So I don't know, is it double speech or I don't understand. My brother, this country, as you've put it, as I said, what should we do? The other people all the things he's saying, that he's lamenting, and they're the people that have been in power. They are lamenting everything. They feel like this country has not been moving, and they are the ones who've been in power. We are saying we want to show you a different way they have been capitalists. This country has been led by capitalists. But ODM is coming with a new manifesto as a socialist manifesto. Okay. We believe in social welfare. The 6,000 we are talking about, it's not just, we are not talking about it. It's because we know the Prime Minister has been Prime Minister. He knows what happens in government. He knows mashimozote, where money goes, where corruption is. When he was Prime Minister, there was cash flow in this country because he used to deal with corruption head on. Even the person you're talking about, Ruto, Prime Minister looked at his work and he saw he saw corruption in him, and he was fired. He was told to step aside for them to look at what his dealings in government. After the handshake, you've seen. Say things were very hard before they had the handshake. There was no money flow.
Ufisadi imeisha.
Ufisadi ijaisha. Iko hata president alisema we're still losing 2 billion. But before then we were losing more. We were losing more than 10.
How much are we losing?
We were losing too much. Okay. For the president to say now at least we figure 2 billion. Before it was too much. But because
so he's
of
still
the
in the 2
handshake,
billion now.
there's some people in government. The thing is this. The thing is this. When the handshake happened, you saw the people in charge of government, the people the procurement officers were told to resign, to resign and to reapply their jobs. That was where all the money was going. People had put I don't know, call sacks below those before those parastatal, and the money. You see work done, you see things are happening, but there's no money in government. The change even of the 1,000 bob. There was a lot of hoarding of cash in silos out here. That is why you're seeing right now, when the money was changed, you hear stories of money being taken to other countries in lorries. That is the economy that we've been having and the leadership that we've been having. Leaders they are not sincere, people that can never be trusted with leadership. And yet now we are saying the same people are the ones now we want to give power to take over power now to be the president. Central Bank itapotea. Itafanyiwa huko Sugoi, wakuwa wanafanyia kazi Sugoi ama huko Kongo.
Talk about corruption, Musungu. Okay,
ama kule Uganda. So what I'm trying to say is this. This country needs a new leadership that has not been in the leadership for a very long time, for that mwananchi to really feel a nation. We need people with a heart, not people who can just kill aimlessly. You know, people can just give orders of killing, orders of. I mean, right now you are seeing we are in politics right now. Yes. People, you've seen. People have applied. They want to become others presidents. Others want to become different leadership. Even him, I think he wants to become a governor. But I don't know where already that is his name. He
wants to be MP for Limuru.
Oh, MP for Limuru, yes. Yeye atafute kiti yake polepole. What we want to bring the wakae kando. They have been at the steering wheel for a very long time. Wakae kando. We show them how a country can be ran. How a country can be the best.
This for the that time.
You know, wakae kando. That's the thing.
It is in bad taste.
Alafu tuende kwa comments.
Wakae kando wamekuwa in power. Please don't demonize the Kikuyus. It is Uhuru Kenyatta who has been in power. We talk. Some of us have suffered in his regime. Please,
who voted
we don't do hooliganism in Gerard Bitok Live, my brother. I'm just saying, if you have to address the issues of power and the presence of power, address Uhuru Kenyatta has been in power. Stop this plural thing. And you see, this is what I'm telling you, Bitok. They are coming with the notion that they are here to punish the Kikuyus. They are coming with, it is true.
That's not true.
It is true.
Let
him finish. You'll disagree.
My friend, you have said this 3 times. And I have assumed probably it's a mistake. The first time or the second time is a mistake. But you have mentioned it in the third time. How our Mekua in power, wakae kando. I mean, is that the kind of manifesto you people are selling? That the Kikuyus have been in power and it is your time now to eat? Because that is what is coming out, you're saying. Because it is not Kikuyus. I mean, Bitok, do you know who are the people business who have suffered most under this regime? out of 100% of the people whose their goods were destroyed from Nyamakema, 80% are Kikuyus.
Okay.
The people who are affected by poor agricultural disciplines in this country, 80% of them are Kikuyus. The people who are affected when it comes to the issues of imports in this country, 70% are people from Mount Kenya. And then my brother is here mentioning the rice, that sisi tumekuwa in leadership, tukae kando, and yet they are thinking that they want the 7-point-something million votes from the Mount Kenya to be given to Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga will not be elected because of such rhetoric like the one my brother is propagating here, trying to holistically blame the entire tribe of Kikuyu, the entire race of Kikuyu, shouting here that we have been in power. Please, my brother, I want to correct you. The Kikuyus have not been in power. One Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has been in power for 10 years.
Okay.
And you cannot crucify people for expressing their will under Article 1 of the Constitution, which declares that the sovereign power of this Constitution is vested on the people, and they can exercise it directly or indirectly. Okay. We exercised our power in the Constitution indirectly by electing one Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
3 times.
With the expectations.
3 times.
And now, this guy, instead of, and I keep telling you, Bitok, 2013, 2015, and we have analyzed the hundreds of videos of Uhuru Kenyatta as he's campaigning for both. His major campaign slogan was, we send this Kemondo Kegoroki nyumbani. Look at 100 videos of Uhuru Kenyatta campaigning.
Okay.
And then, they went and they exercised one of the canon discipline that was taught to children even before civilization came. Can I tell you, one of the things that defines and puts non-civilization and civilization together, it is the discipline to keep quiet when you are eating.
Okay.
That was exercised even before civilization came. And it's still a canon discipline even during civilization. So Uhuru Sarimias, his now newfound brother, who has now gone in through Mathare and certified he is not mad anymore according to the rhetoric by Uhuru Kenyatta. And then they sit on the dining table.
Okay. And
then the Raila of Eurobod, the Raila of Monanga Tunnels of Death, the Raila of corruption everywhere, the Raila of everything disappeared. Raila did not change.
Okay.
He just found a loophole to be part of the routing of government. And he decided to keep quiet. And all of a sudden, the brother that we elected as Kikuyu to lead this country and as a nation to lead this country changed. Now, these guys, they are all over shouting that we should not critique Uhuru because he changed. I mean, we did not elect an angel.
Yeah.
We elected a human being. It is a reason why we have to Constitution 2010 that gives us the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression to say that Uhuru has failed us as a community. Okay. It is our freedom of expression. Whether these guys like it or they don't like it.
You have the right to cry.
Yes. Na unajua kwetu inawakacha, inawakikuyu kacha. Ukikuja ukiolewa kama bibi ya pili, unakuja na mpango. Okay. Wamekuja, Raila amekuja kama bibi ya pili ya Uhuru, akuje na mpango. Asikuje akipiga kelele. Ujue there is what is called the succession laws in this country, and matrimonial properties are divided in accordance with that succession. Okay. So let them enjoy the support they receive from the head of state. but let them not spit on us.
Okay. Let me look at the comments also. Bungala mwenye nchili kwazi nabari niyo 779-800-010 or 779-800-010. Bungala kwazi nabari niyo 779-800-010. Julie Wanja on August will differentiate Kenyatta from Kenya. We can't suffer full century under Kenyatta's family. Ezekiel Mburu, Raila Odinga is winning big in Mount Kenya as Ruto continues to losing ground. And Eleni na Matusi. Fred Quincy Jumba, good morning. Bitok watching from Nairobi. Asante sana. Joseph, call through number again, please. 779-800-010. Habari ni 779-800-010. Bunge la mwenye nchi 779-800-010. Naona Langat Geoffrey, good morning. Tuned in from Kisumu. Good to see you guys from Kisumu. Ezekiel Mburu, Raila Odinga are doing big, and there is nothing millennials will do. Nothing millennials will do. Okay. Azan Mwas, GB, someone should tell Mama Ngina that Kenya is not a Kenyatta farm now that the son and the mother want to show Kenyans a direction to take. Julie Wanja, Ezekiel, it'll be shock. Okay. On August 9, I think we've spoken about that. Geoffrey Nyaga, Gerard Bitok, just our opinion, no big deal. Kipkali K, good morning Bitok, I'm tuned in from Rainbow Resort. Say hi to Governor Muchendu and the other case has BENSON MUSUNGU Center. Kipkali K, Barao should let the Israelites be. Muchendu is talking sense, okay? Beking Keno Jr., good morning to you, get the graphics. So when did Muchendu realize this about the Kenyattas? Wasn't he supporting Uhuru and they still had the status quo, okay? Julie Wanja, because things are thick in the house of Kenyatta when you see the family matter coming out in public to purport to lecture us to follow our son's missteps. Mama Ngina had the audacity to lecture us at we don't have manners because we are calling out a son for the fraud he is. Okay, with all due respect, Mama Ngina being the senior Shosh mother of the nation should spare us some lecture that what has she done to the neighborhood who are complaining that certain land is being asked for university under a name. For God's sake, they have vast land to build several universities under Kenyatta's. Let the poor Katundu and their ancestors live in peace. Okay. William Mwange. The royal family is portraying signs of total desperation. They never thought 10 years will end. Mama Ngina finished Uru completely yesterday. We have seen they have an evil agenda. Okay, the graphic. What about the tribes that don't have a chance at the presidency? Good question. Cheblanget Arab Korut, the guy is intelligent. Sure, thank you. William Mange Musungu, are you telling us you are supporting Raila to punish Mount Kenya because of voting Uru thrice? Okay. Musungu, now that you have tell us what Raila has done to eradicate poverty. Compare that with these people. Okay, Eugene Oma Jr. Good question, Musungu. Ruto has been here for close to 10 years as DP. What did he do to change all this he's talking about right now? Klimatino, good morning, guys. Watching live from the CBD Center. Mujivane Evans, let us know that the economic monopoly, oligarchy, and authoritarian regimes are coming to an end. Okay, Geoffrey, there can only be one government at a time, led by an elected president. You can't blame the DP or even government employees for failure of an individual's leadership. Richard Generali, the level of maturity of CCK party leader is very low. Okay. I get the graphic 30 minutes in. No, it has been talked about. Okay. Kipkale K. BENSON MUSUNGU has not points at all. Tell him go and sleep fast. Okay. You cannot sleep easier. Rafael Kibichi, simplistic thoughts. Mama yangu. Hey. Not Jeffrey. Lawi, Big Mama still controlling the servers. Joseph Njoroge, Muchendu on. I like this debate, very mature. Okay, YouTube. Let me look at YouTube as well. YouTube King Osamunda, good morning. GB Governor and guest in studio. Santa San DJ Danto, good morning. Good morning to you, DJ Danto. Karen Juguna, good morning. Bitok and Governor Muchendu, Musungu, King of Samunda, Puppets in Kiswahili is Vigaragosi. Karen Junior, as Mama Ngina said about how people were raised, she's also challenging our own parenting. Okay, those are good morning. GB Musungu and Muchendu following the conversation. Bungala Manyanchi Jambo, you can have your headphones on, please.
Jambo Derala.
Good morning to you. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Nazungumza na nani? Aroni
bwana. Salamia Muchendu na wewe usijashika jina yake vizuri.
BENSON MUSUNGU, mheshimiwa BENSON MUSUNGU.
Mzungu.
Yes.
Okay, mchana leo nasikia mnaongelea Mama Ngina Najua Mama Ngina ni mama wetu wa taifa. Na tunamheshimu sana. Na ako na haki ya kusema anataka kupigia nani kura.
Kweli.
Lakini mahali anakosea ni kutupatia direction. Na kusema si wengine wanatusu wengine, na anasahau kwamba pia kijana yake Uhuru amekuwa kutusu watu wengine. So hiyo kwanza hiyo afanya ameongea. Penye aliongea tu kura mingi ilipotea sana ya Raila. Alipoteza kura kwa Central. Kitu kingine nimesikia umesema anaitwa Musungu.
Benson Musungu. Mheshimiwa Benson Musungu.
Yes, akisema baba to. Najua sisi pia mimi kuna siku nilishapigia kura Raila 207. Na that time Raila was alikuwa na energy. Alikuwa very strong.
Okay.
Unlike now. Na amechange from 207 to now. Raila is a totally different person. Kitambo Raila bana alikuwa anatetea wale wako chini. Walala hoi. Basi hizo yeye anakula na wakubwa.
Okay.
Atumsikii siku hizi akitetea watu wa chini. Juzi alienda London. Na niliona aliulizwa maswali mingi sana na hakujibu. Alikuwa akisema Eurobond inaibiwa, iliibiwa. Saizi bana anasema Eurobond iliibiwa. Mbona hajauliza Uhuru na anakaa na ile Eurobond ilienda wapi? Alikuwa anasema akisema SGR ni mbaya. Nakumbuka vizuri sana na niliona siku nyingine akipanda SGR. So hata wengine
alipanda gauge railway sio SGR.
Yeah, so hii double standard. Najua yeye amekuwa accuse Ruto side sana. Na sasa hii in government. Na alipita kwanza alipitia kwa dirisha.
Okay.
Hakutumia the right channel kuingia government. Amepita kwa dirisha. He's making a lot of noise. Yeye mwenyewe anakuwa sponsored na government kufanya campaign. Tumeona campaign zake zimekuwa funded na government, taxpayers money.
Okay.
And then you want to come and tell us you want to change Kenya. Which Kenya atachange aje na already yako inside government.
Okay, asante.
Okay, kitu kingine ya mwisho nataka kukumbusha wewe jamaa. We know Raila ako na governors from inside. They performing. Ukiongelea maana governors from Nyanza side. I've been to Nyanza na nikwambia ile poverty iko huko hata tu. Ile shida iko huko ni mingi sana. Governors hizo wanapelekanga wapi pesa?
Okay.
Anafaa from his own governors kwanza from Nyanza tuonyeshe kwamba yeye ako na leadership. Mbona hatujaona hiyo leadership?
Okay.
So hivi vitu wa double standard acha.
Asante sana Aroni. Thank you so much. And gentlemen, I would want to ask you a question. In all these things, anyway, let me finish the YouTube first. Those are good morning GB and Musungu for him to converse. The same as who smashed Rao via Uhuru, tutam smash tena via DP. In fact, smash 2 with 1. Okay. After Juma Muchendu say Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto have been in power for 10 years. You can't say Uhuru aende na Ruto abaki. Ruto pia aende because he has been part of the parcel of the same regime. When Musungu said that wamekuwa in power, it didn't mean Kikuyus. Muchendu wacha kuspin. Hapa yao suiti ya narrative. It meant Uhuru and Ruto. Yes. Let Ruto go with Uhuru and Raila to lead us from there. Okay. Then Juguna, the guest is saying that we need Rao, who said is an advisor, will be Uhuru. Okay. The guest is saying that we need Rao, who said his advisor will be Uhuru, who the guest deemed incompetent. Okay. Frederick Juma, when Musungu said, Frederick Juma, Muchendu, people forgive each other and move on. As you politicians say, politics has no enemies, but only friends with interest. What's wrong with Uhuru changing and supporting Raila? Does RGB ask Musungu, how exactly is Raila intending to fight corruption? Besides, he's saying he knows Mashimo blanketly. Okay. King of Samunda, those are good questions. Frederick Juma, when Mama Ngina supported and prayed for the dynamic duo in 2013-2017. Mbona watu wako complain that they are complaining now? These hypocrisies should just stop. If it was right then, so it is right now. Monica, good morning, GB. Please tell Governor that Spectra Africa are dealers of cylinders and not gas. Your second law is that 70 years should be an age limit, but Kibaki, you are praising, became president at 71. Okay. King of Samunda, Monica, he said age limit over CJ, not the president. Okay. I don't want to ask you, gentlemen, in all these discussions that goes on, all these rakas and all these fights, pull and push, where are the issues? Where is the Mwananchi in all these questions? I mean, nobody's talking about the issues of the Mwananchi. You're talking about putting this one is wrong, this one is right, this should be this way, should be the other way. As you react to comments, the questions from the viewers, where are the issues in all these ruckuses and fights? Where are the issues? Yes, where are the issues, Aziko?
My brother, this country, we were doing badly. Remember, after the last election, things were going hayway.
Okay.
Myself, as a leader in ODM, as a youth leader, I could not have walked just like that in areas like Kiambu, Kikuyu areas, because they could see me. The people who know me could see me, and what they see is the person they voted against, and people could not move easily. People like Moses Kuria could not go to Kisumu even walk there. You know, the economy of this country was crashing because of just political animosity. The two leaders we are demonizing today, they put all their self-interest down. And they said, no, this country is greater than all of us. They did the handshake. And today, my brother, even I'm on this show because there is peace. I am here, I can walk anywhere. I can even sit here with my brother governor here and talk because there is peace that was brought by the handshake. This country, for it to come to where it is right now, it has taken people to sacrifice their self-interests to be for Kenya to be where it is today. Right now, there's those who are saying Raila was in opposition and he was the people's fighter. And I'll tell them this: we are even now we are still in opposition. The difference is this: when we could call people and tell them the problems that are in government, today it is a phone call away. Baba will call Uhuru and tell, hey, hebu angalia hii mambo ya mahindi kwa namna gani hapo, watu wanafanya nini hapo, you know.
Yes.
What is wrong in that ministry, what is that minister doing, you know. Look at so many, if there are so many issues that Baba has helped Uhuru to move right now. Right now, if you look at the development between the time Uhuru and Kibaki and Raila and Ruto came to power, the first five years, the development that was there, and the corruption that was there in the development, it is like day and night. If you compare after the handshake and now, you couldn't see the highways being built. The Gong Road that you see here, it started after the handshake. It had stalled. Things were not moving. The airports that you see across the country, they were not being built. Where did this money come from? IMF had brought sanctions that this country, we cannot lend anymore, we cannot see any progress. And the sanctions were coming and they nearly even took our airport. But today, you can see Kenya is developing, people are moving, people are doing business, because without peace, there can never be business as usual. Those people that, and my brother is talking about Uhuru bringing and Uhuru and the big businessmen from Central supporting Raila because they want their business to be protected. Look at this country. Look at Equity. How many people has Equity employed in this kind of country? Then somebody wants to come from nowhere, somewhere, and say they want to bring down Equity because it's owned by a businessman, while he's not looking at the employment, the people that have been employed. And most of the people that have employment in that Equity is not even our people from this other side. They are people from Central themselves. You get it? A big number. Look at other businesses that you are talking about. We don't need disruption. What we need in this country is we need a president that will look at the businesses and uplift them and you see and do what? Protect them for the sake of the normal mwananchi. Those are the issues we are talking about. We don't want a person who will come with the sanctions anakuja anasema sasa hii biashara ilianzishwa lini, ilileta nani anafanya kwa hiyo biashara, nataka hii biashara a percentage iko ikiingia namna hii. People know. I mean, we all of us know each other. We know the kind of leadership. If I have been here, the few minutes I've been with my friend here, I've known the kind of person he is. I can know if there's a person I can give leadership or not. At least in a few. All of us know. As the people that we have today, the options that we have today, the best person. The person that has no machungu, with person without bitterness, the person that looks at people have done evil things to Raila Odinga, but he comes out and says no.
In your camp,
Popole.
where is the issue? Where are the issues? When you remove all these other issues,
Yes.
when you remove the politics, when you remove the personalities, and you remove all that, where are the issues that affect Mwananchi? Where is the campaign in itself?
The issue that affect Mwananchi first, there must be peace.
Okay.
For that Mwananchi to blossom in his day-to-day living.
Okay.
You get it? Down there are people who the social welfare that you're talking about, the 6,000 that you were demonizing, my brother. It is something, you see, all of us cannot be at the same slate.
Yes.
There are those people who are downtrodden down there, people who live below $1 a day, and they are not those families that are not employed.
Yes.
It's a family that cannot afford to put food on the table. We are saying the government can look around and look at those families and give them 6,000 per month. I am a son of Kibra. I know what it means by 6,000 in a household that has five people. That money can do wonders. And they are asking, where are we going to get the money? Are we going to get the money? And I've said, corruption is rampant in this country. And we know that as ODM, once we go there and tie every knot, we will get that money to take care of those people that are downtrodden in the society.
So the issues in the campaign is the social welfare, distribution of 6,000 per month.
Yes.
Okay. And I would want to ask on the issues of, is it enough if giving 6,000 to families who need it?
That's just one issue.
Yes, I know.
We have so many other
yes.
issues.
Is it enough to define? Will it be enough to define our economy or leadership as a socialist government?
It will not be enough.
Okay.
We are looking into small businesses too. Okay. We are looking into tax holidays for the youth. You see, employment is not enough for our economy. We need the young people that have gone to school, the young people that are graduating every day. Yeah. We don't have jobs to give them. But if we can make the environment easy for them to do business. Struck out all these licenses that are too much for a young person who's just come from school. He's looking for capital. At the same time, he's looking for capital to start a business. At the same time, looking for money to pay for those licenses for them to be genuine, for him to do the business. What we are saying is there will be what you call tax holidays for new startups. And that will help the young people because they will do business, yes, but they won't pay tax at least for 7 years. Those are the things that we are looking at as a government in the coming years, in the coming election.
Okay. All right. There's a question for you as I'm going back. I would also told you, Muchendu, you talked to us about the bottom-up economic model and building the economy from the bottom. I would want to hold you on that. But before I come to you, there's a question here for Musungu. I think I've lost it somewhere. There's a question here for Musungu. And it was about whether Raila Odinga has called out Uhuru Kenyatta. Okay, it's here. Beto, can you ask Benson Musungu if Raila Odinga has called out Uhuru about high cost of living and the cost of fertilizer? If yes, which actions have been taken by the second brother? If not, when is he planning to call the president over this issue?
Yes, he's called out on the cost of living. And he's not just calling out. I told you we changed strategy from calling in press conferences, listing our issues through press conferences, to an easy call like, hey, Mr. President, things are not well. What can we do about it? How can I help you to make sure these things work? So on the matter, on the issue of the cost of living, this is all of us. Actually, it is easy for the deputy president to make it work because he's still working. He's still the deputy president of this country. It's easy for him because it's a matter of him just summoning his people to make sure that the cost of living goes down. But I know we are not as it is right now. Raila is not in power. The best he can do is advise, and he cannot push that down the throat of someone.
Has he advised?
He has advised, of course. What he can only do is to tell the people, I will do it in my regime. Because if the regime that is there right now, led by President Uhuru and Ruto, has not managed to tackle that, then he can only say, I will do my best at my time. Yes. Okay.
All right. Muchendu.
Yes.
In all this politics on both sides, the people talking about the personalities and the issues that are not really Where is the campaign issues? Where the mwananchi, mambo ya mwananchi iko wapi? Kwa story yote kipindi inakuja inapotelea. In your camp, in Hustler Nation, where do we get the issues? Where are the issues?
You know, for the very first time, we are having a campaign that is talking about the economy of this country. But there is a certain group led by my friend here in company. They are not interested in serious economic issues and serious issues affecting mwananchi. They just want the same old rhetorics that like the one that got to Uhuru Kenyatta elected. I mean, it's absurd for him to even purport to talk about socio-economics. This country is a capitalist economy, Bitok. Ukisikia capitalist ni kila mtu kaguna jia. Kila mtu ajikaze. That's the kind of economic model that we have. And Raila Odinga has been profoundly hard talking about the socio economy, where he's purporting to introduce the 6,000. I would have a very simple definition of his 6,000.
But you've not told us about the
relax.
Talking about
Relax, I'm answering him. The 6,000, I would call it the handout. I would call it the handout. Now,
that is ours. Tell us what you guys will want to do.
I will call it the handout. There is no way Raila Odinga will speak about socio-economy and he is being supported by the oligarchs of this country.
Is that what the Hustler Nation will do, bro?
And you know, my brother,
bro,
I have a right to answer to what you have said.
How will Raila issues help them?
Okay,
you know,
fine.
I'm not used to heckling.
I was actually moving
now,
away.
I want to come to the real issues that the Hustler Nation is.
Thank you.
And please, I want to know whether you are the host or your guest is the host.
Okay, please
yes,
proceed.
thank you.
Please proceed.
Yes.
That line.
The Hustler Nation, we are talking about a very simple thing, Bitok. That the economy of this country has been what is referred to by the economists as a trickle down. That everything has to go through the bureaucracy to get to the smaller mwananchi. And I'll tell you, I don't believe personally, and the Hustler Nation, we do not believe in the nonsense of tax holidays to the young people. If you look at our economy, Bitok, government does not produce money. Government makes money out of taking revenue. And the biggest tax revenue bracket for this country is the people aged between the age of 22 and the age of 45. And these are the people that are being proposed to be given tax holiday. Tax holiday is not the solution to this country, Bitok. And the reason why we are saying it is not the solution, it is if we get money, let us invest that money in that small person with an idea that can grow big. And I'll give you the example of why we are saying the bottom-up economic works. When Mwai Kibaki and Raila Odinga started KAZI, you remember KAZI kwa vijana? When they started the KAZI kwa vijana, just around the same time, the president of Rwanda, Kagame, started an ICT, a youth ICT hub in Kigali, and I keep telling you about it. Just around the same time, invested 4.6 billion Kenya shillings. We invested about 6 billion in KAZI kwa vijana. Today, that model of building the people, and he introduced the idea of bringing young people with ICT capability who could not, however, get facilities from the bank to come to the ICT hub, bring their ideas, and it will be looked both by the ICT expert and the financial experts because of because of looking at the viability of those ideas. Once the idea is proved to be viable, the government supports you into making that idea a reality. You invest. You are helped by finance experts of the government to do investment. Once your business starts giving back, you start paying what the ICT hub has given you. Do you know that has given birth into serious companies like Huawei? They have now set their production, Africa production, at Kigali. The youths of Kigali, those who are in ICT hub, we have in the last 11 years, we have made millionaires out of ICT expertise in Rwanda. And it is because of taking money and giving it to people, however, who would have had no chance of getting a financial assistant or a financial breakthrough in our financing system. And this economic bottom-up economics, it means that we must force our financial institution to create commodities that are geared into investing in ideas, not investing in people who have brought title deeds, who have brought log books. It is having today be talk. If I go to a bank with an idea, it is unlikely that MUCHENDU can get that alone based on idea. It is unlikely that any financial institution is going to help me based on my ideas. And that is the kind of economics we are talking about, talk. That we must stop investing in people who have brought securities. We must start investing. This show, Gerard Bitok, it started as a small idea.
Yes.
It has grown that advertisers like this one have seen that it is possible to advertise this drink here rather than in a commercial TV and make this show grow to what it is. And this is yours.
No, this one.
This is yours. This is yours.
They have been suffering.
So we are simply doing one thing, Bitok. Simply empower that person who has an idea, and it will expand what is called our tax bracket. And we will have, because the problem we are having today and our taxes are very high, it is because we have not widened our tax net. So it means if I want more shillings, I have to add more tax on Bitok. But what if I stopped adding more tax on Bitok and invested in his idea and expanded the tax net? Because that is majorly the problem in this country. We have not widened our tax net. So if we want more money as government, we will continue taxing the people who are already on that bracket, and we continue taxing more. So basically, the bottom-up economics is very simple, Bitok. You don't want, you need to build a pyramid from, we will build a pyramid, an economic kind of a pyramid. Have you seen how pyramids are built? Pyramids are built like this, Bitok. You start wide. You come building pyramid, and as you're going to the top, the base is very strong to hold the top. And I think that is majorly the problem. Instead, in this country, the economy of today, Bitok, we have flipped the pyramid. That the pyramid wide edge is at the top, and the sharp edge is at the bottom. That is why our economic is on the deathbed. So the bottom-up economy is saying, let us build a pyramid, and a pyramid, for it to withstand the hundreds of years it has withstand in Egypt, it is because the base was well built. And that is the kind of, we are not promising so many things. The moment you are able to empower that smaller person, you are able to empower cottage industries. You do not need to promise people things up, because automatically, the moment you widen your tax net, it means you have enough to do all the relevant projects. You do roads, you do hospitals, you do those things. The reason we are not able to do those things, Bitok, it is because we do not have enough tax revenue. We are forced to borrow, and we are borrowing beyond what the capacity that we have to repay. Today, as I'm talking to you, in the next 1 year, actually the next 7-8 months, the CS for finance will be forced to renegotiate almost 100 loans, Bitok, with our lenders, because we will not have the capacity to repay those loans. However, I believe that if the other side are willing that we engage on a mature and constructive debate about economy, we can have. But we cannot engage with them when they are talking about, do you know, the 6,000, it's purely
Handouts,
sanitizing the handouts given by politicians and making government handouts a government project.
As I said, 6,000 won't be Baba will be giving that money kama tuko na yeye chukua hii. It's something that
as
will
I'm
be
coming to you,
institutionalized.
It is
as I'm coming to you,
dangerous to
kidogo
Bito.
dakika moja as you waiting, we have an invitation. We have just received a press invite here. Colleagues press conference where Serena Hotel, time 11:30, about Azimio na Kenya. Kindly provide coverage. Dennis Nosarigo, our campaign secretariat. Haya tunaelekea huko saa 5:30 na kufanya coverage ya Azimio. So I think Martha Karua finally is joining Azimio.
Before that, my brother's talked so many good things over here. And it's a lot of theory, yes. But still, it goes back to what we are talking about, tax holidays, empowering those people who can do business and giving them a level play field for them to grow as they employ more other people in their small businesses. That's all that we are talking about. But now, ndugu yangu, we still have 6 months or even 7 months. Today in March. We have March, April, May, June, July, August before we go for polls. We still have the president in office. We still have deputy president in office. Why can't they implement these things they are talking about? Why are they saying? Why are they promising? Uko na mwanamke tayari na unamwambia nitakuoa hivyo wakati nitakuweka mimba siku nyingine.
Lakini sasa unajua bwana tayari ametangaza, amesema executive order of 2019 imesema ya kwamba ule mtu ambaye amechukua responsibilities ya government projects, hakuna
kitu kama hiyo ndugu yangu. The deputy president is still the deputy president of this country. Let me just finish. You cannot allow.
I'll give you a rejoinder.
You talk too much and you don't give your opportunity. Relax. Let me finish. Let me finish. You had your time, my brother.
Let him know.
You had your brother. You had your time.
Let me finish. You will have all the time. Shut up.
I'm the one.
But stop lying.
Let me hold it for you. I'm coming back.
30
seconds. 30 seconds. What is the issue,
Continue, please note. The description of the deputy president's job in the constitution is in one sentence. And there are 2 responsibilities of a deputy president. One, he is the principal assistant to the president. And number 2, he will work as delegated by the president. Remind him of the executive order that took the duties of government from the DP and gave them to Fred Matiang. Please be a student of history.
I'm just saying, when was it issued? Just the other day.
You cannot come and you have no facts.
Just the other day, the executive order was just done the other day.
When? Specific.
You say it.
Specific.
I'm not interested in
the thing is
2019.
No.
Yes, 2019.
It is 2019.
Okay, let's go back.
It is 3 years.
From 2012. The executive orders were not there. What was he doing? These things that the guys are bringing up, telling us, they could have implemented, boss. This country will be a happy country. Today we would be going to vote for Ruto because we've seen he has advised the president the right way, and this country, the youth of this country, those people they call mkokoteni and the wheelbarrows down there, when you wanaumia huko chini, they could be having a happy life.
On the same
we are telling young people out there, enda uchukue mkokoteni usukume. Ndugu yangu, upate mwanaume amebeba mawe kwa mkokoteni anapanda mlima, alafu mwambie ndugu yangu vipi, kazi ni kazi. Huyo mtu atakupiga ngumi. That person is struggling. Yet you are telling young people out here, eti enda tu mkokoteni, enda sukume.
I would like to hold on.
I'm utterly disappointed that this is a shouting match.
But you guys
I'll be very
I'm only talking with a loud voice, not shouting.
I'm very disappointed.
But both of you are shouting. You also, I've told you to order. I've brought you to order.
Listen, I've been coming.
Okay, can you prosecute your point? What's your point?
I will prosecute my point.
What's your point?
But next time, let us gauge the people we bring here. We have been coming here. I may not know everything in this world,
the issue is
but I know when I sit here and speak about issues, I speak about issues I have researched on, and I do not at any time deserve to come and sit here and prosecute issues with someone without facts.
Okay. You have a right. Everybody has a right.
I did not say you are not having a right. I'm just expressing my opinion. And therefore, let me tell him. Let him not forget. Let him not forget that this country, the CEO of this country, is not William Ruto. He keeps talking about. The CEO of this country is one Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Everybody who works in his government, Bitok, works on something called delegated authority, including a CS who appoints a board chairman somewhere, a board member somewhere, a commission of inquiry here, an advisory board there. Everybody works on something called delegated authority from the head of... Actually, do you know, we have elected someone, we have, put 3 titles on him. He is the president of the republic. Number 2, he is the head of state. And number 3, he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Anything that happens in this government, the first person to be charged with the responsibility of whether there is corruption or the government has excelled, the person to take that responsibility, number 1, is the president. And what I cannot fathom and I cannot comprehend, and I have said it on this show, is that when the government excels, they want to put all the accolades to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Where the government has failed, they want to take all the blame to his deputy, whose responsibility in this government is defined by 2 sentences. And his role is very well defined in the Constitution, that he is the principal assistant to the president, and he will act as directed by the president. This president has taken all the responsibilities he had given Ruto in his first term and charged them with one Fred Matiang'i, who is supposed to be the coordinator of government activities. They do not even invite the deputy president to the cabinet, which is a fact. And therefore, what I cannot sit here...
We have a minute.
Yes, what I can do here is I can stomach any nonsense brought by the Azimio people, including him here. But there is one thing I'll never stomach, Bitok. I can never stomach sitting in a debate with someone without fact.
Okay. All right.
So
I don't want you. I don't want you, both of you. I don't want.
I did not say that I know everything. And I do not say that
I know. Why can't you give me time to talk?
Let him also speak.
But let him not trivialize my statement by saying that I did not say I'm a politician.
Okay.
There are things I will say from a political point of perspective.
Just listen. Tolerance, my brother.
If he cannot know what the executive order meant, then why are we arguing about those?
Okay, fine. I want to hold you guys accountable as we proceed.
Kind of people that want to take power, that have been in power, and they are so bitter.
Just told her.
They have been in power. Who are these plural? Muchendo has never been an MCA. He has never... Listen, Muchendo has never been a... Let me inform you, my brother. Muchendo has never been an MCA. Muchendo has never been an MP. I've not been a senator. I've not been a governor. I've not been appointed in any position by this government. So please address me as Muchendo, a common Mwananchi. I've not been in power.
Peter Muchendo.
Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is the one who has been in power. So please address me from that perspective.
You're taking your time to defend people that have been wearing same size.
Okay, Muchendo and Benson Musungu. I want to bring this discussion home and 2 things that I would want to define on matters of issues. Now, it is acceptable that the Deputy President has been there from 2013.
Yes.
The Deputy President as an advisor. Clearly then.
Yes.
As an advisor,
they were wearing the same ties, same shirts,
the 2017,
walking, same
the 2018.
suits,
okay. All it, Benson Musungu. Now, from to 2018, it's been clear that things have been different from 2018.
Yes,
second term.
things have been different.
And Raila Odinga has accepted that he has been an advisor. He has declared it himself.
Yes.
That he has been an advisor, advising his brother, younger brother, Uhuru Kenyatta. And Uhuru Kenyatta has admitted that Raila Odinga has been my advisor in government and has advised me on the government. And he has spoken that if he takes power, Raila Odinga, he'll bring in his brother, Uhuru Kenyatta, to be an advisor in government. Now, we are having these 2 advisors. I would want you to give us a dichotomy of sorts. 2, a comparison between the ills and the goods that has happened between 2018 and now, and also between 2013 and 2017. both as advisor. Raila Odinga as an advisor, as he probably advised Uhuru Kenyatta on the social policy that you're talking about, the same way you would wish that William Ruto advises the government on the bottom-up economics model. As this happened, as Raila Odinga advised Uhuru Kenyatta, because it's a good idea.
Now we are comparing the two.
Yes.
The first was Ruto as advisor. They were wearing the same
Raila Odinga
shirts,
as now
same
advisor.
color shirts.
Now they are wearing kitenge.
Same tie and everything. Even hairstyles. I think they were being massaged or done everything by the same barbers. In the same way, we wanted them to advise each other on these things my brother is bringing on the table. We could be very far as a country. Okay. But
now
he never advised. He never advised. Instead, looting. There was a looting spree. While they come here, they take photos and in good suits and good hairstyles. Whatever that was happening, when Uhuru is happy, Ruto goes back and thinks the corruption was rampant in this society, so high in this society of Kenya. But after now 2018, and you look at it, what development, which if you look at it development-wise, the things that a mwananchi can easily see, things that touch on mwananchi on a day-to-day life, the things that will make a mwananchi happy as if he feels like he is in this country to live as a citizen, a patriot. There was none. What was happening was, what is the opposition doing? Wanafanya nini huko? They go, they storm the opposition areas. They go and throw stones. They go and throw tear gas. People have died in that time when they were having their merry. And who was the advisor? The chief advisor was Ruto that time. We have suffered in that government. We really suffered. Coming now next when Raila, the handshake. Kenya has seen peace. You've seen the highways that are being built here. You've seen even Ngong Road. Ngong Road had stalled for a very long time. Things were not moving. But after the handshake, Ngong Road is on. Yeah, it's nearly being done. The express highway in Yoyo Unangalia, if somebody who went to the US and ajaona mapicha for the last 2 years, he will, if he sees photos, he comes back to Kenya, he will wonder, is this the Kenya he left? Infrastructure has grown so high. People are happy. People can visit anywhere they go, and they can never be development if there's no peace. In the corruption, the first thing I told you when the handshake happened, they looked around and they said, what was the problem? Aijaisha yote. The government is big, ndugu yangu. Unless you get in there as a person who is genuinely wants to end corruption, you can. It is not somebody that you just wake up early morning and say, I want to do it. I told you the first thing that happened was the procurement officers that were in each and every parastatal where money was being lost every single day. They were told to reapply their jobs. That was the first thing, because procurement is where money gets lost in government, in any institution. And out of that, corruption was reduced in a very big way. I can't go to many figures, but in a very big way, corruption was reduced. And many other good things in ndugu yangu. At least this country, businessmen are doing their business everywhere across the country. You can go to Kisumu. Akikuyu will do his work in Kisumu happily because there is tranquility and peace. So if you compare the two advisors, you know the difference. It's like night and day.
So should we pin the failures of 2013 to 2017 on William Ruto?
Yes.
Failures of government.
Britain.
Should we pin
and the looting?
Should we pin the failures and the corruption from 2018 to 2022 to Raila Odinga?
The successes of the reduction and development.
And the failures.
If there are any failures, they
will
are
also pin him on him. Yes. Okay. Fine. Thank you. That's a good one. Farid Faraji, Benson, Ngong Road was done before 2017, not post-handshake. Okay.
It started.
TRS film marshal.
It's stalled.
It's stalled.
Yes, stalled. It's stalled. Everybody who live me, I live here, so I know it's stalled until the handshake happened. That's when ndio imemalizika.
Okay. Yes. TRS field marshal by baby mama by Mama Ngina insulting William Ruto and blaming others for insults is an hypocrisy of the historia. It's a trap for the Kuzimia for deploying. They expect Kenya Kwanza to insult are back so they can hold women a demonstration across central Kenya. Tell Azimio still what they can't get what they are expecting. Okay, what happened to KCC? I don't know what happened to Keroche. You get David Musungu is talking about Equity Bank business and disruption. Where was he when Baba was advising his supporters to abstain from buying certain products? Political hypocrisy. Solomon Tiongik, ODM keeps lying that Anshek brought peace as if we had war in the country. They caused crisis by rejecting results only to claim they brought peace. Okay, Solomon Tiongik for Sungu and this Azimio team have no agenda. Okay, I don't know. Ask the Raila Dinga supporter is asking as a co-president, what can he do now to bring down the cost of living? Is if he can talk to president now and use the numbers in parliament to bring down the cost of basic commodities, if he can't do that now, what will he do in office? Okay, Miguel Ramo, the minister to tell us now the Raila is in government, or rather the handshake. What has it been done differently? Why wait till he becomes president? They are not fools in Kenya. Juliwanja Mamangena is confirming that Raila Odinga has always been a Kenyatta family project funded by the state. There's never been clearer confirmation. This leaves no doubt. The Azimio smokescreen is just that, a smokescreen, no more pretense going forward. Okay. Cyrus Wanjiku Rao said he's going to make Uhuru his advisor once he wins elections. Uhuru seeks advice from Rao at the moment. What change are we going to get from Raila? Okay. And Korimu Musungu, instead of tackling a question on high cost of living, we didn't play out of order. Okay. Lodenya Junior, good to see you. Good morning, Geoffrey. Governor is on his own level. Asante. Aska Mebori, it's very sad listening to Musungu legitimize the illegality who elected Raila to be in the government, advising the president. Really, Musungu, we have become a banana republic for sure. Okay, I don't know what the banana republic looks like. Okay. Kenya grasa watu wende walale baada ya hii. Okay. Wangona mwende mulale, bisonga, hao watu wa Ruta wana makasiriko tupu. Mushendu ishia bana. Mushendu, cool down please. Langat Geoffrey, this Musungu is asking for time to talk, but he says nothing granted. Okay, that's your opinion. Stano Waynes, and I mean, guys, let's also respect the contribution of each guest in a debate. They are here for a reason, so they can give a different perspective. You are not here to have a monologue. So I agree when people disagree with you. When people are not agreeing with you, you have to accept that those people don't agree with you, and you need to give an alternative argument. It's not that when someone disagrees with your opinion, you have to have a problem with them. Nobody has a monopoly of opinion. Alright, you might need a fire extinguisher, but the debate is very enlightening. This is a great platform for Kenyans to get some insights from both sides, so that in a few months we can vote very wisely. Asante sana. Karibi huyu ni wapi? Visitor in Jerusalem. We don't need to get panelists. In fact, no regarding Mr. Musungu, your contradictory statement at another level. Rafael Kibichi, if they did not nothing in their first term, then how did Kenyans elect them in 2017? Electricity was connected, living standards were bearable. Ask Musungu caused chaos in 2018. Create a problem and give a solution. That is Raila. Okay. YouTube, I'm trying to catch up with the comments very quickly. Frederick Juma. Monica, I think Monica. Antonia Buto, Ben, if you put a rotten tomato on a basket of fresh ones, would they survive? Declaring Uhuru as advisor is the same incident that downplays all your agenda, no matter how good it might be. Okay, because someone once said the two brothers put their personal interests down to fuse them together. Unless the big brother tells us how we'll relate with his younger brother as an advisor, else we will see season 3 of Handshake. Frederick Juma Mushendu should ask himself, why was the executive order given? Why was the executive order necessary? And Mushendu, watch your feelings, banner. No one is heckling you, are just arguing in a different way. Frederick Juma, the CEO is Uhuru. That's true. He delegated duties to his deputy, and his deputy decided otherwise. Why is it wrong also when he decides to remove the same duties he has assigned you and gives it away? Rejuma Bitok, I love your moderation skills and how you handle issues. Bro, congratulations on that and how impartial and partisan you are. Kongole sana. Kakasante sana. Thank you, Frederick Juma. Akimunge pictures. The ODM has not done his research. Okay. There's Frederick Konga. Frederick Juma, the failure of 2017 up to now can't be that it started on 2017. It does trickle down effect from whatever happened in 2013. The effects of 2017 onwards will be felt later. Kerman Juguna, Monica, so is it right by you saying that the cylinder cost has been constant? It's only the price of the content gas that's rising? And Japuto Benson, do Kenyans eat peace in their daily lives? Convince us how the handshake has improved our lives with the increase in essential commodity prices since the handshake created, the handshake Raila created the instability. We have 4 minutes. I'll give each one of you two. Where do you think I should start? Who is ready? Takiri. Nani Kotari? Mushendu Kotari?
I think I've pretty much said everything I wanted to say today. I don't lose my cool.
Today I'm surprised you're losing your cool.
I'm losing my cool because
you're losing your cool.
I'm losing my cool.
Maybe you need some soup.
No, it's very early. It's very early in the morning. I've taken tea. But basically, Bitok, I think the political polarization in this country is not something to be admired from either divide. And we as the young people of this republic must be a very worried rot, because this country is in our hearts tomorrow. And regardless of the political affiliations we have today or who we support, I've always maintained, and I continue maintaining this every time I come on this platform, that as young people we must not allow politics to be hatlets.
Sure.
We must let politics be differences in ideology, not hatred or fighting one another. And that's for me, it's the take home for every election that happens in this country, that we must allow young people to be united. And if we are going to end the polarization that we experience today, it is by uniting as young people and making politics, because I tell you, Bitok, I love politics because for me it is fun. The moment you make it personal, the moment you make it about other issues, then it becomes another thing for me. So I would really ask the fellow young people who are listening to me and who get to hear this voice, let us make politics to be about ideologies, not about personalities, not about race, not about tribe. Because when I was in college, I lived with someone from Kisii for 3 years, and is one of my best friends today. Our friendship is not defined by who he supports, where he comes from, or who is his father or mother. It is defined by the fact that both of us,
both Kenyans.
We are both Kenyans. We share ideas that are supposed to take us to the next level. We share some kind of intimate relationship with the family. And I want to believe that is the ideal Kenyans everybody is looking for. It is the ideal Kenya I want my 5-year-old daughter to grow in. So I want to, as much as we come here and we discuss about politics and ideas, I want people and young people to let politics be just about that. It is nothing else. So because when we meet tomorrow, we sit with down. I mean, today, my brother, I'm not from the same place with my brother. We are not from the same place with Bitok. But we are sitting here discussing, shouting at other about politics. When we go to the breaks, we laugh about it. And for me, that's the beauty about politics. And that should be the beauty about politics for every young people out there. And I'm specifically talking to young people because these are the people with the capacity to be used to otherwise cause mayhem, to otherwise cause trouble. So I want to ask our young people, and I keep saying this, on 9th of August, Bitok, our my politician unaona wakilaukia Geshagi hao, you will not see them again. Maybe this guy being a youth leader in ODM might be nominated to parliament. I'll probably be nominated by my party. And we will be meeting somewhere, taking coffee, laughing about it, laughing about it. You know, I'll give you an example I saw in town the other day, and I will not mention them for their benefit. An ODM member of parliament and a Mount Kenya member of parliament. When they are on the camera, they don't see each other. The rhetorics don't see each other eye to eye. The other day I meet them in town. One is driving the other, and they, you know, because that's politics. So young people, let us make politics to be fun. Let's argue, have different of opinion, but let's maintain the brotherhood that defines what is this country that is called Kenya.
Okay.
Governor is a
peaceful man.
Yes.
Very
Been
peaceful.
preaching peace.
Please don't unpeace him.
No. You know, the good thing about this politics, you see when we chat even in our groups out there, TWH and all, you know, the politics have learned that when the governor for Uasin Gishu says, vitu unaweka kwa mapafu.
Naka kama ukipumua inaenda.
Unapumua unaenda unasahau, unahagiana, unakunywa chai. You know, and that's how I've learned politics. Sometimes somebody would talk with a top voice, but that does not mean that you hate each other. They're just trying to insist on some fact or something. So I agree with my brother governor on what he's saying, that really whenever there is anarchy, whenever there is political feuds and issues, the people that suffer are the youth.
Yes, that's true.
Yes,
Anytime.
And whenever those in power declare war, those who fight are the youth. And eventually they're the ones who die and the ones who end up in poverty because there's no peace.
Sure.
Nobody can come out of their houses to go and fend for themselves because the police are walking around to ensure there is peace. So I agree with him. I concur with him, kabisa. And I'm telling young people out there, even on social media, sometimes these things, this is a session between now and August 9th. It is just a session that will come and go. But Kenya will remain here. Yes, let's whatever we do, let's remember
that we need a nation after
still a nation after that. And I'm calling upon our people out there again that as ODM and as Azimio, we wish well. We wish well for the country. We want a peaceful country. That's why it's called Azimio la Umoja Inawezekana. We want everybody to feel at home. We want that Luo, that Luya, that Kalenjin, that Kikuyu, that Kamba, that Mijikenda, that Masai, that Samburu to feel I have a country and it is possible. We want to form a nation that everybody feels at home, feels that I am part and parcel of this country, and it is my responsibility to make Kenya a happy place and habitable. That is what we stand for as Azimio la Umoja, and under the party leadership of Raila Odinga, patronage of Raila Odinga. And we are calling upon watu wote kujeni. We are calling you to kuje tujenge, tupange kazi, tutengeneze Kenya iendelee mbele. Asante.
Haya, tukutane Serena.
By the way, Mother Karua na
Kenya.
Yes, he's been saying that she's been looking around to see which one is a lesser evil. And maybe today, in fact, her words were, her tweet were, she was looking to see which one is a lesser evil, which one is a lesser thief. For all are thieves and all are evil, but there's the lesser one. And maybe today she's decided that the lesser evil and the lesser thief maybe is our party leader Raila Odinga. That's why he's joining Azimio. Welcome Mother Karua to Azimio. Sisi tunapenda watu na wengine wengi wakuje.
Asante. And I think for Kenyans we need to base it there from where MUSUNGU has left it, that what they are all evil. Just choose your lesser evil. And don't kill yourself over what things the other person thinks is a lesser evil. Okay. Has been, and I'll tell you this, we need a country after the elections. There's also an interesting thing that is coming. The issues of the party register used for nomination and whether we'd use IBC. I think we're expecting a ruling tomorrow on Thursday, whether today on the appeal that was lodged by the ORPP, because, Judge Odunga had given a pronouncement that the parties can choose any alternative available sources of data from either party list or from IBC. But again, someone is going to call. I think we're expecting a ruling tomorrow from that was filed by ORPP. It will be interesting to see how the parties will be able to conduct their nominations. But anyway, as we are there, we'll need a country after the August elections. And I keep telling you this. When politics inafikanga mahali imekuwa kunyonga, is young people go on the streets, is young people lose jobs, young people lose businesses and all that. I still need a country after the 9th August. I want to be here to analyze the politics on the 9th August. I want to be on the 10th August in the morning to see it, to analyze and talk about the new government peacefully. I want you also to wake up and go to a place of work without any worry. I want you to get up and go to your business and run your business as usual as it was. I'll keep telling you this, that on 9th August we'll have a new president. That's for a fact. And I can assure it will be a Kenyan and it will be a human being. to not be a monkey, not be someone from another country, to be someone from here. I hope that we can be able, I hope the agency also is only able to give us a credible, not only that is seen to be, but elections that are credible and verifiable. Right? Credible process so that you're able to have peaceful, credible elections and verifiable elections. And we move on from it for the next 5 years. We go to other things. Turudi tena tupige siasa. Kwa hivyo usichukiane, msianze vita kwa sababu eti mnakoseana kwa mambo ya siasa. Unaona hapa sisi tunapiga story, tunasonga tunaenda. Maisha yanaendelea and we go and do other things. Until tomorrow, this has been Siasa Wednesday. Just want to remind you about the brand ambassador, the brands that we're having. We keep having. Talk about Rexe Roofing Solutions. Ensure that you're able to roof your house with the best quality roofing materials. Stone Good tires, quality roofing shingles, water harvesting gutters. Today, by the way, is water day. I think it's the International Water Day. Kwa hivyo weka gutters uweze kuharvest maji kwa njia shwari zaidi. Using water harvesting gutters from Rex Roofing, 100% safe for consumption. Kimbia pale quality roofing shingles, Stone Good roofing tiles, UPVC water harvesting gutters and waterproofing solutions, membrane and waterproofing liquid is still extending to you 3% off courtesy of the tackle. Na pia kwa nini uishi nyumba chafu wakati kuna clean space? What you do in a dirty space when you can have clean space? Clean space ensures that your home, commercial places ama nyumbani pale ama viti zako zinaweza kung'ara kwa njia shwari zaidi. You can talk to them on number on the screen ama utembelee pale current professional center first floor. Ukiambiana tumekutuma basi unaweza piga hata discount. Alafu pia Pepton keeps recharging you. Nitadi kukimbia pale supermarket nunua recharge dawa. Saidia Musungu kidogo niongeshe hii. Nishawangua na hii recharge yako. Yes. Hii recharge ya Musungu amekunywa. Kimbia pale madukani ununue recharge dawa from the house of Pepton. Recharge dawa from the house of Pepton. Ama quality nipata pia other solutions, other products kama Orchid Valley, Mango, kuna Orange, kuna any other test that you want. Until you that recharge, they also Pepton ensure that you are always refreshed and cared for. Until tomorrow, this has been the Siasa Wednesday of the 23rd of March 2020. Tukutane kesho kwenye Diaspora Edition ikiongezwa na kina Joel Arama. Karibu tena ndugu yangu. Benson. Huyu ni mwenyeji Mchendu, yuko kukaribisha na kuambia kuja tena. All right, see you tomorrow.